When we're trapped in the darkness, there are certain questions that come to mind.
Yes.
Is there anything to look forward to? I know that it's night, but when is the day coming? And we're asking the same question that was posed here in the text of the watchman on the wall. What is going on with this night hour?
Yes.
And I know that people are saying many times, I know that the question is not for me.
Yes.
Well, who can answer the question? Can the question be answered with technology? We even recognize our technological advances to be part of us fulfilling God's command to subdue the earth.
Yes.
And technology has proven to give us the ability to produce light, because now we've gone from making fires to even making UV light.
All right.
I can't get no help.
Yes.
And you got to understand that even a UV light cannot alleviate all the darkness of the night.
Right.
There are those that believe that strengthening the police force will provide the answer to the problem. And while it may reduce crime in certain areas, you got to understand one thing, that the justice system has been so corrupted that it isn't always so just. Not only all of that, but I got to tell you that there's a whole lot of lawlessness that comes from the law. Many times we recognize that many times the lawlessness not only comes from the law, but it also comes from the ruler of the darkness. I can't get no help. There are those that believe that the solution can be found in the political arena. For them, the political situation is the indication of where we are and the status of what the night is. No doubt the great extent of what happens politically is attributed to our destiny. But that alone is not enough. Primarily because the issues that we have with one another won't allow us to accomplish things correctly. Ultimately, the problems we encounter and the solution to those problems. I came to tell you this morning, ladies and gentlemen, that the solution to every one of your problems is spiritual. Yes, it is. We'll only be able to find what we realize to be the solution to the problem when we understand and we discern this fact. And that is one that the early Romans began to understand. There's a building in Rome that stands even now. It's known as the Pantheon. And this building was built a couple of thousand years ago by a man named King Agrippa. And it's also called the Pantheon because it was a house that was built to house all of the gods that were worshipped in Rome. And when they asked how will we build a house and how will we reverence the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, what they said was the solution to that problem was we're going to have to leave the roof off of the Pantheon. Because of the simple fact that if the roof is off of the Pantheon, the sun will begin to shine in and cover all of the gods there in the Pantheon. And I came to tell you this morning that actually we forget about this being the whole reason for the season. The reason for the season is not so much about gift giving. It's not about Santa Claus and Frosty the Snowman and reindeer. I can't get no help. The birth of Jesus. It's about the fact that God was to breathe the life into the gospel. The real message of Christmas is the answer to the question. What else tonight? And the answer to the question is that the morning is coming. So I came to tell you that during this holiday season, it may look dark right now in your life. But I came to tell you, you might be crying late in the midnight hour. But the Bible lets me know that weeping coming in the morning. You got to realize that the early Israelites, they held on to the promise of a soon coming Messiah. They were beaten, but they held on. They were mistreated, but they held on. Sometimes you're going to be talked about, but you got to hold on. Sometimes you're going to be lied on. You got to hold on. Sometimes you're going to be discriminated against, but you got to hold on. Sometimes you're going to be ostracized. Hold on. Sometimes you're going to be criticized. You're going to be overlooked. People are not going to call your name, but you got to hold on. The night even in the middle of your night, the sun is going to shine. Yeah. But you got to realize, that Paul and Silas realized. The Bible says that at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed. You got to learn how to praise God. You got to learn how to lift your hands. You got to learn shout in your feet. You got to learn how to get along with your neighbor. You got to learn how to trust God. Is there anybody here? Can you hear me say yeah? Friday morning star.